Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Jerry from Bigelow Woodcraft, and on the mill today I have a 14-foot white pine on here. It's 9 inches on the small end, 14 feet long, and I'm not sure how big on the big end. "12 inches on the big end. So we're going to take this log, and I need to get 2x8s. One 2x8, 1.5 by 7.5, and two 2x6s, 1.5 by 5.5. Nominal dimensions. I'll be able to get this out of this. Even though it's 9 inches, a 10-inch log will yield a 7-inch camp, but I'm going to take, you'll see, but I'm going to take the 2x8, 7.5 inches. I'm going to take 3/4 of an inch off top, 3/4 of an inch off the bottom, get that to 7.5, and then bring it in for the camp. That way I'll get the 7.5 inch on the top for the 2x8. I'm going to run this in real time, guys. We're not going to talk much here because I want you to see how long it takes to cut a 14-foot long. We're going to be running long cuts here. They only need to be 8 foot, but that's fine. I'm going to run them all out, and I'm going to have 6 foot left after each one of them that I could use for something else. Mill's warmed up. Let's get this going. Real time. If I didn't mention it, I do have a stellite band on it. It went through that hickory last week. It's gone through a few oaks, and now it's going to go through this pine. So it's gone through several hundred board feet probably, and I'm not sweating it yet. That thing still feels nice and sharp even after going through that hickory. I won't cut the time. I will splice in some cameras. I got a couple cameras running at the same time, so I'll splice those in, but I'll splice them in at the same place each time. One last thing, we might as well see how long this takes. You're gonna see it on video to confirm it, but let's turn the clock on as well, just in case I have to cut something or a camera overheats. Today's a beautiful day. It's 55 degrees. Stopwatch. All right, I'm gonna start it right now. We're rolling. It's wide enough. Perfect. Let's get on scale.
No, Jerry, not this direction. This is the wrong direction. You got to flip this up 90 degrees. I can't believe I did this. The 7.5-inch direction is in the Z direction. So I needed to flip this 90 degrees and go down 1.5 inches at a time. I noticed I went down on the 8/4 scale and not the 6/4 scale. Almost made another bad mistake. Not a good day out here at the mill, even though everything runs fine.
That'll be fine.
I don't realize it yet, but I'm about to find out that I turned it the wrong way.
Damn it! I went the wrong way. Let's see how much time we have. Where did it go? Clock, right there. We're at 20 minutes and 48 seconds. So let's say 20 minutes to cut those. That was a 14-foot run. So pine, we can cut pretty fast, but I screwed up, guys. I got my 7.5-inch dimension this way. I was gonna cut my board this way, and I flipped it the wrong way. So I ended up with 4 2x6s. Now I gotta cut another. I do have 2 more pines here, and he needs, golly, he needed 1 more 2x8 and 2 2x6s. Well, he's got 4 2x6s. I screwed it up. It wasn't his log, it was my log, so it's no loss there. Let's take a look at them. Get my gloves on because they're sticky. The Frontier OS27 ran well today, as always. That only took a few minutes though. And that's about all the time I have today. I can't believe I did that. I do have to mill those other pine boards. I got another order for some boards. These pine boards are for friends, and so I'm not too worried about money on these. And these 2 logs were given to me, or 3 logs. All right, let's get these sticks off of here. They look nice. A little bit of waning on that one. Boy, I must have been cutting at a good speed. You cut too slow, I find I leave a lot of sawdust in the cuts. There is very little sawdust on these boards. Wow, are these nice. Said he only needed 2 8-footers, so the rest will be mine. I'll keep these. Just a second, I'll give you a good view here. We're not gonna put the waning one with all the waning on it. And one more. Let me give you a good look at this. Look at that, how straight those edges are. No waves, nothing. They look great. Hey, that'll do it out here, guys. I think these turned out really nice. One last thing before I leave. I follow this guy named Mike from Appalachian Farmstead. He's getting close to 1,000 subscribers. He has an OS31, but he's got a cool homestead up in the hills of Pennsylvania, and he's getting close to 1,000. He works hard. He puts a lot of videos out, and I think he's like a little over 900. So let's see if we can get him to 1,000 and go from there. But thanks, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this content, and we'll see you at the mill next time. Take care.